People with HIV, like anybody else in the public, may have problems with addictive behaviours. What are some of the things that you see in your work and the experiences that you're dealing with?
So I think when we're talking about addiction, it's really useful to just remind ourselves of what addiction is. So the way I tend to see it is that addiction is when we have, say, persistent and compulsive behaviours that may be harmful to us.
I think when you talk about the addictive behaviours as well, it's very closely linked with someone's mental health. And if someone has experienced mental health issues before they're diagnosed with HIV, they're again heightened by being HIV positive.
They may not have made the link between whatever they're participating in or using at the time and this deterioration in their life. So it's then, without leading too much, taking them down that path of, if you recognise that the work situation has changed since you've been doing this or since you've been using that, why do you think that is? And getting them to recognise that this is possibly the cause, the trigger, and how it's impacting their life.
So for me, it's open questions. Have you used any drugs, or how much alcohol do you drink in a week? Have you used any drugs in the last 6 months? They will tell you which drugs, how often. Are you happy with your use? Do you need any kind of support?
And I think some key advice I would give to mentors when having these conversations is try and be aware of yourself. You're going to hear sometimes difficult information, difficult conversations. And it's about, if you grimace or pull a face or, your body language changes, it can stigmatize that person.
And working up north in Yorkshire, we have limited services available for all things, HIV and then all long-term conditions that people live with. So we really do have to be jack of all trades sometimes when it comes to our support, because there might not be somewhere else they can go. And if we're not able to refer them to a local service, sometimes we refer them somewhere further afield. For example, we have specific LGBTQ issues that we might not have a local service for, but we've got the LGBTQ Foundation in Manchester that we can refer them to. So we're still relatively close by as much as we can, or we use online services as well.
There's a lot of organisations out there that are willing to go the extra mile because there's individuals like ourselves that are passionate about supporting people and supporting around HIV. So my remit, for example, is primarily London, but I get calls from services in Newcastle, Wales, wherever, where they might have a situation with a service user that requires support. And I will still reach out and I will do kind of brief interventions and video calls and things because I want to help ultimately. And I think there's a lot of organisations that would do that as well.
There are many ways we can look after our overall health and well-being to live well with HIV today. To find out more, visit the Find Your 4 website.